Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Dead Silence. This is a donation reward for Venom, per usual. And I know nothing about this. These pre-thoughts are gonna be pretty quick because, yeah, this is a movie I know nothing about. I believe it's a horror movie. Okay, that's all I know. I don't know when this came out. I don't know who's in it. I don't know pretty much anything. I really don't know what to expect from this at all. The title Dead Silence just makes me think of Quiet Place, honestly. It's like, oh, you have to be quiet or the monsters are going to get you. Um Otherwise, I don't know what that could be referencing in terms of a horror movie. I mean, it could be a number of things, I feel. So, yeah, don't really have any information to go off of there. Like I said, I don't know who's in it. I don't know when it came out. So I'm just going into this pretty much as blind as possible. Granted, it would be more blind if I didn't know it was a horror movie, but yeah. So I, I guess we're just gonna have to see what's in store for us here. Like I said, these pre thoughts are gonna be short because I got nothing really else to say. So let's just get this going and see what this movie is like. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the movie. So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So as I said, sorry for the lighting. It's just that time of day and everything. But let me just start by saying that I misunderstood something at the end there. The perfect doll wasn't the father. It was actually Ella. She was the perfect doll, just completely indistinguishable. And she was being possessed this entire time, every time we saw her, by Mary Shaw. And she was puppeting I guess, less perfect doll that was the father and everything. So the father, like walking and all, was due to being possessed by Mary. Now, this movie is by James Wan, and James Wan, like I mentioned, has a pretty interestingly, like, take it or leave it track record with movies. Because it's like, this is the guy who, like, is behind Saw. And he also did Insidious and The Conjuring. And Aquaman, even. Malignant. He was a producer on the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie. Producer for Megan. And so many other things. He was a producer for Night Swim, which I think just had come out. Or either that or is going to be coming out soon. Either way, the fact is James Wan is hit or miss with his movies. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are not. This is probably, just off the top of my head, based on what I've seen, the worst thing I've seen from him. And I'm not alone. I looked up what the critics think of this. This has like a 21% on Rotten Tomatoes. Take it with a grain of salt and form your own opinions as always. But I can't necessarily argue this time. Like, my God, this was bad. Like, it was so bad. It was so poorly written. A lot of things just did not add up and make sense. The twists were ridiculously bad and needless. And on top of that, it's like it just didn't work. And like the entire scariness factor, I know, is subjective, but I didn't find anything in this even creepy. The scariest thing was that walkway above the theater that he had to go across that ended up falling and is basically the cause of the cop's death. Um, but otherwise, the movie was not scary in the slightest. It was so ridiculously bad that I didn't even really have a chance to be scared. It felt like it was taking from a lot of different sources and didn't really understand how to do any of them. Like the entire creepy doll thing, the murder face is pretty well known at this point. Um, and so many other things have just been done better. The murder face thing, I mean, just go watch oh god, why is my mind blanking? The Ring. That's it. Or the original Ringu. Go watch that if you want a good movie with, the horrifying murder face kind of thing in it. Because this definitely isn't it. Um, if you want a doll movie, I mean, I guess you could go with The Conjuring. I can't say Annabelle because I haven't seen Annabelle yet. I've only seen the first Conjuring movie, so go with that. Or maybe if the Annabelle movies are good, go with those. Or I don't know. I can't say. But it's like there's just so much that just does not work here. The cop character alone is so fucking poorly written. Like he's an asshole, but he's also doing things that I don't think he could do. Like letting himself inside people's houses without reasonable cause. Like he just bursts into the family house and everything. And it's just like, you can't just do that. He also broke into the hotel room that he was staying in. It's like, I don't know if that's legal or not, honestly, but it feels like it's not. The way he was, like, ruthlessly going after this guy, it's just like... It's like, this is not good. On top of it, most of the acting in this was just very subpar. It just didn't work. And all of these damn twists. The fact that Mary did kill this boy, their ancestor and everything. By the way, the fact that that happened is fucking stupid. And actually hurts the movie big time. Because the fact that she was just a psychotic murderer, child murderer too, it completely invalidates, like, any reason she would be out for revenge. Like, she's out for revenge because they killed her. It's like, you killed this kid! You kidnapped and killed a kid because he heckled you. You have absolutely no right to any revenge here. Like, what they did to her was not necessarily the best. It was definitely fucked up. But she has no right to any revenge here when she kidnapped and murdered a child for heckling her. That is an absolutely terrible reveal. Because it undermines just everything about her backstory and all. And then it's like, at times it makes you think like, oh, she's only going after, like, those who are descended from the ones who wronged her. But then it's like, oh no, if anybody screams in her presence, they're dead. It's like, make up your mind. It's like, what? And it's not just like it made it seem like, oh, she'll get rest once her revenge is complete, but like she'll still kill anybody. No, it made it come across as she was only after the descendants of the family and anyone, related to them in terms of marriage or whatnot, like, the wife at the beginning was. It's just, it seemed to contradict itself a lot. And what was the purpose of having the coroner's wife be, like, the way she was, like mentally ill and everything. It's like, what was the point of that? Like, just because that's been done in other horror movies, because it's basically like a trope, it felt completely needless. It didn't add anything to the movie. And it felt maybe a little disrespectful, honestly. The twist at the end that Ella was like the perfect puppet and everything, like you could say like yeah, that was kind of built up to a little bit. But it's so mind-bogglingly stupid that it's so unbearably bad. It is so bad. Like this wasn't a good movie. I don't know what to tell you. This was an actively bad film. Like at first it was just kind of boring, but as it went on it just became worse and worse, and it's like it went from just being boring to actually being, bad. I kind of wish it just stayed boring. At least then it's like I want to be like annoyed. And just to make it clear, I'm not annoyed at you, Venom. You probably wanted this reaction out of me. You wanted to see how much I was annoyed by this film, and well, you're seeing it. I mean, who knows? It's kind of like I always say, you never know what I'm going to think of a movie before I actually watch it. I don't even know what I'm going to think of a movie before I watch it. It's just kind of like that weird thing where it's like, who knows how my mind's going to fucking work today? um, with my mind, who fucking knows? But yeah, this was just very bad. Like, unenjoyably bad, too. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, this is fun, I can enjoy watching this bad. No, it was just bad. There was just no redeeming qualities. It's probably one of the worst horror movies I think I've seen. Honestly. Like, at least amongst them. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the worst, but God, was it bad. I'm just, yeah. I'm just hoping that the other movie we react to this week ends up being a lot better, and that kind of wipes this taste out of my mouth, or washes the taste out of my mouth. I don't know. I don't know how to speak right now. I hope it washes the taste out of my mouth, because this is like, Jesus. And it's not even bad like some things I've seen where it's just like insulting or actively offensive or just, unsettling to watch or anything like that. This is just bad because it's just poorly made. And it's just like, come on, this movie came out like a couple years after Saw. How is this so much worse than that? Like, Saw is like genuinely a good movie. The series like gets ridiculous, but the first Saw, even the second and third, are good movies, great movies even. But then you do this shit after that? How do you take that far of a step down? It's like you didn't just take a step down, you fucking tripped and fell. You fell like the police officer in this at the end. That's how like far of a fall this was. Like, I'm hoping, Venom, that you expected me to not like this and just wanted to see how much of a notable reaction would come from this. Because if I'm just really hoping you didn't hope I would like this. Because I really do apologize if that's the case, but I mean, I can't help that. I think this movie is absolute dog shit. Um, but I guess tell me your thoughts down in the comments below. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.